this school, and he's explaining to them how he explained to Christian's family, how this works, and trying to explain how their mind kind of does things. And the little boy that is their kid, he kind of stumbles into a room where we see Justine, and I don't think we introduced her, and we see her as a child in the beginning of the film with Christian. Christian is he kind of loses his shit when he can't finish this puzzle that he's trying to do. And the thing that was really crazy, that he was completing the puzzle from behind. So there was no pictures that he was looking at. He was just doing the puzzle on the backside, where the side is like cardboard. It's just gray.
Yeah.
And she finds the little puzzle piece and gives it to him. And the little boy stumbles into a room where Justine is, and that's who that little girl is, but she's all grown up now. And the parents come in, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he's like, "Oh, no, it's fine. This is my daughter, Justine. She's the longest. She's lived here the longest out of all the children. That's my daughter. She has a hard time talking, but luckily she uses this computer to kind of translate for her." And they're like, "Oh, wow, okay." And the husband and wife walk outside, and they're like, "Wow, it's a really nice computer." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, it was from a donor. A donor sent that to us. We get a lot of donations and stuff like that. We're very lucky and fortunate to have those people." And we see them say, he's like, "Wow," he's like, "I'll say, that's whatever the name of the computer is, the type of computer." And he's like, "Oh, is that a good computer?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a good computer. You could break into the Pentagon with that, like with that hardware." And then he starts laughing. He's like, "Oh, wow, that's nice." And then the little girl, or the Justine, talks to the little boy, and she says, like, "Hello, Dreamboat. Do you want to talk?" or something like that. And Dreamboat is what the lady calls Christian when she talks to him on the phone. And then it turns out that she's the lady who's been helping him the whole time. She's kind of like his support, basically.
Yeah, and she's incredible. She changes his identity, covers up everything.
She like, I'll go ahead and erase this, and I'll move your money over to this account. What identity do you want to use this time? Stuff like that, which is it's crazy, man. And I just thought that was such a cool twist that when I saw this, I did not see coming. And then I do have a question for you. Did you know that was Braxton?
No, even watching it.
Okay.
Even watching it from like this, because I had forgotten a lot of the big plot points, only watching it once. So watching this the second time, it never occurred to me, like, hey, where is the adult Braxton? Until I note, like, in that final scene, like, his reactions to everything happening around him. And how he's like,
yeah,
everybody go out there and join your friends. I'm on the surveillance. You know what I mean? Like, he was just acting super weird. And I was like, oh, shit, this is Braxton. This makes total sense.
Yeah. It's funny that they kind of find themselves in almost the same occupation, because of the way they were raised and everything. But I did not see that coming. Watching that, of course, I remember I've seen this movie multiple times, but I remember the first time watching this, and I'm like, oh my God. And I love watching this movie with people who have never seen it, because I get to see I know what's going to happen, but I like seeing the reaction of people who haven't, because it's like, it's fun to see that. But I just want to say the kids that they got to play younger Christian and younger Braxton, kudos to the people who casted them, because they look so much like them. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it was. I feel like they really set the bar high for John and Ben Affleck. You know what I mean?
Yes, very much so.
Because those flashbacks, a lot of the exposition like if they hadn't have done such a great job, the movie would have fell apart. You know what I mean? In the end.
Yes.
But it's so consistent with everything that you don't question these things, even when it's like super ambiguous things, you know, that you're supposed to fill in. For example, like they randomly throw in that scene where Christian, or Ben Affleck's character, is in prison, and he's like chatting with this one, you know, this dude who ends up being, he was like some bookie for what, like the Italian mob or something, and then
for like the Gambino family or whatever.
Yeah, and then but that scene's like super randomly put, like for no reason, like in the middle of the movie, where you're just like, oh, okay, like how did he get in prison, you know? But it's like
exactly.
Yeah, and then you realize towards the end that it's he had become close to that bookie, who gave him all of this kind of, guided him through and taught him how to deal with all these, you know, different situations. So Christian got really attached to him, and then basically the government fucked him over and didn't protect him after he, you know, kind of rolled over on the Gambino family and snitched. And so once he got out, he was released. They immediately grab him and torture him, and end up throwing his body in a landfill. And that's where pretty much the beginning of this movie happens, is that Christian ends up finding out while he's inside that, you know, his friend was brutally murdered. By a security guard tells him that, and then, you know, Christian snaps, assaults the security guard, and then escapes that way, right?
Yeah.
And then immediately goes to fucking just murk on all the Gambino family.
Like the entire mob is like killed, and that's where Christian runs into Ray.
Because they're pretty much like have the Gambino residence or whatever that building is bugged.
It was like a restaurant, but a front for the family or something like that.
And then so Ray and another guy are like staking out this thing in their little van, and then they come up on, you know, who Christian, or the accountant, who like just randomly walks up and starts taking everybody out. Yeah. So
I love the little photos too that Ray shows to Medina.
That it's all, and they're all
like it's all like little side, like you see like an ear.
You can't see his face.
You can never see his face ever. He's like, we've never been able to see his face. He's a shadow. He's a ghost. And I was like, oh, like I thought that was really cool. Like, oh man, that's awesome. Like he's so mysterious, and like he's an uncatchable figure that, you know, this guy's been going after, or what I honestly believe, you know, like you said, he puts on the front that he's been going after him, but never really giving it 100%.
Yeah, like they're snapping
to give the illusion. Give the illusion.
They're snapping those pictures like that on purpose to be like, hey, this is who we're looking for, but you don't actually know. I really enjoyed this film. Even watching it again for like the third or fourth time, it is definitely, I don't get tired of it. It's a fun film to watch, and like I said, it's fun to watch it with people who haven't seen it, so to get their reactions from it, it's always fun as well. Hell yeah, dude.
What else, man? Do we have anything else on this film?
I want to say two Swan facts for you.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
First one is the fighting style that's featured in the film is called pancake silat. I think it originated from Indonesia.
Okay.
And I think that's where they're supposed to be.
That's where they were training, right?
As kids, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
When the dad is like, come on, you know, or like the trainer's like, all right, I think they've had enough. They're fine for today. And he's like, the dad's like, no, we're gonna keep going.
He's like, I'll tell you when they're done. And then, that's when Christian's like, it's okay, we can keep going. But he says it in that language.
And then 2, Anna Kendrick had her mother, who is an actual accountant, train her in the mathematics required for that field so that she could get more in the mindset of her character for the film.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Also, have you heard how she's, like, a lot of people don't like Anna Kendrick?
Yeah, I heard she's like, I don't want to bring it up, but yeah, since you did, I'll go ahead and chime in a little bit. From what I've heard, she's pretty horrible of a person to work with, and also like in public when she's like around other people, like just like normal people like you and I, how like we would react, like, oh my god, like you're Anna Kendrick, can I get an autograph? Like, I've heard she's extremely rude to like fans and stuff who just like come up to her and ask her for things and whatever. I don't know if you've seen on like TikTok and Instagram where people have like, oh, like my celebrity stories as a waiter or waitress in LA, and there's quite a few of them running into her. Like, she's a horrible person. Like, she has this huge attitude about like, do you know who I am? Like, she does that type of thing. Like,
but she's not even that big. Like, I don't give a shit about Pitch Perfect, dude.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. It's like, come on, like you don't have that clout to kind of pull that. Like, yeah, you're in movies, you've worked with like Blake Lively and Ben Affleck, but like, I don't know your role. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like you're not huge. You're not like that huge of a person. Like you said, you're not. Yeah, you're a big star, but you're not, breaking the bank on on stuff. I don't know. Yeah, you're not that huge of a star to be pulling that. Which I don't know. No, regardless of how famous they are, should act like that or belittle people in any way. But
yeah,
for her to do it is kind of it's funny to hear those stories.
The one that I'll bring up that I heard is that somebody made a TikTok about somebody who was working for her or who was in charge of, like, she'll do an appearance, right? Or like a press junket, and she'll have all these fans bring her paintings and gifts and just stuff for her, letters, what have you, all kinds of stuff. And then she won't pick it up herself. She'll have this person that's hired specifically to do that, which is okay. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess as this specific story goes, she had the person pick up all the gifts and everything, and then outside she was like, "Oh yeah, I don't read or pay attention to any of that stuff. Just throw it all away, please."
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, do you not understand that the reason why if you are even relevant, you're only relevant because of people like us,
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, we're the reason why they are who they are. That the reason your bank account is so fat is because of us.
Yeah, because if nobody pays attention to you, then they stop casting you, and then you become a has-been, Like, that's how
exactly.
That's what happens. And when you do this kind of shit, you put yourself on the fast track to, like, oh yeah, they're hard to work with, or you're gonna end up being blacklisted.
Yeah, once you get that title of being difficult, it's kind of like the Black Plague of actors.
Yep.
It's hard to get another role again because that's kind of what you end up being known for.
Exactly. So I don't know, but I wanted to bring that up even just a little bit because it's all I could think about watching this.
Oh yeah, I know. It's funny because I think about that all the time too now. Whenever I see her in a movie, like any movie, doesn't Because
she always plays the chipper, same type of character.
Yeah, like nice, like super lighthearted, happy-go-lucky type of person.
But it's like she's apparently not like that in real life.
It's like, damn, I guess she's a very good actress then.
I think even her and Blake Lively hated each other to the point where
really
the crew had to step in and be like, hey, you guys, like, this is really obvious that you hate each other. Can we be like cordial with each other, at least until we finish this. For that movie, that movie that we did, I forget what it's called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget the name, the title of it, but yeah.